Well, it's a very good question, a very long issue, but I will try to make it short. In Europe, we are in transformation, but not up, but down. I mean, our leaders are obsessive, have a terrible obsession with war. No diplomacy, no growing of economy, improvement of society. No, I talk the situation like a meteor comes to the world, so everybody will die. The meteor is Russia. So we have a meteor, Russia will crush Europe, so we have to spend almost 1 trillion euros in military purchase defense because the war is over us. The war is coming. Russia is like meteor, so they will crush Europe. It's okay, like a film, like a special Hollywood film. But this is our reality by one side. By other side, situation is even more terrible. You can think what happened in a NATO summit in June. What happened in the meeting of Scotland between Ursula von der Leyen, President of European Commission, and President of USA Donald Trump? These two events during summer only demonstrated that there is no European power. There is no European influence. Europe became an object in international relations. There is no Europe. There is a puppet with the name of European Union, and we will increase our spending in military supplies, but not good for Europe, only good for USA. We will purchase to USA energy because buy purchase energy to Russia is very bad. We are nurturing the military Russian complex. This is very bad. So we have to be very democratic. So we have to purchase only to USA. Free market, not this time. Free world, not this time too. And also Europe will be purchasing a lot of agricultural supplies to USA. And in exchange, Europe will have to pay 14% of tariffs in the exports from Europe to USA. Very good deal. The mistress of deal in the case of Ursula von der Leyen. Yesterday, it happened a new meeting of the coalition of the will. This political circus in which Europe says that, yes, we are with you, Ukraine, we will send military troops, and when? We will send, sometimes, tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. So tomorrow, yes, we will support you, don't worry, we are with you, Zelensky, we are with you, Ukraine, yeah. Go on and die. Yeah. We are very quiet in the case of Europe. So, in the geopolitical agenda, in the most whole world agenda, they were very angry because of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, because they saw Mr. Putin, Mr. Xi, and Mr. Modi coming together, being happy together, and European Union, it's how to say with no bad words. They are like bad educated children, like selfish children. I want it now. I want it here. But suddenly they go out to the world and no, this is China. We are not going to obey you. Or this is India. We are not obey you. Or this is Russia. Of course, we are not obey you. And they come back to Africa and what happened? No way, no more. What happened? But we are Europe. We are the most democratic continent in the world. What happened in Romania? Some election cancelled, but it was totally justified. Georgescu was a Russian agent, of course, we know. We know as much as the GPS jamming of Ursula von der Leyen plane. And I will finish with this. Imagine, this week started with the information. These terrible Russians made a GPS jamming against the plane of Ursula von der Leyen in Bulgaria. Now it's demonstrated, it's proved that the whole information was wrong. There was no GPS jamming. But what they want? To get into a war against Russia. It's crazy time, the craziest time in Europe, and we are losing the moment of time with these presidents. They are totally obsessed with creation of a war, in spite of the total the destruction of European societies. So it's like the biggest geopolitical suicide in the world, in the history. I provide you an example because I am a Spanish person. Some years, the past decade, it happened, the Spanish military support to the French military action in Mali. But if you ask it to some media, so to some average Spanish person, why we were in Mali? We don't know, because maybe NATO, maybe French asked for us, but what is our mission? We don't know. This is very important. It's very significant because when it's about Africa, in Spain concretely, the answers are like, oh, we don't know. Just like, we don't know. And about Africa, in France in Africa, of course, they try to portray in mainstream media like, oh, it's the Russians, again, the meteorite of Russia is planning against Europe, is making massive migration from Africa to Europe. Russia is guilty of this. Not about post-colonial heritage or something like that. No. Russia is the joker of everything. And when it's about proportion of new world order, in the case of Europe, there is no proposal, sorry, because presidents in Europe are obsessed with the war against Russia. There is no other thing. When it's about Africa, it's like, oh, the same as we did. And what we did. No more explanations, because it will start to be on the table very bad things, very bad actions. In the opposite of the narrative about we are the continent of democracy and we are spreading human rights, and no, the reality is very different than narratives. So, as I was listening from Professor Monta, of course in Africa there is some requests, some necessities, and also from India, from Global South and so on. But it's also very interesting in my point of view, because none of these things are taken into account when it's about mainstream media in Europe, or even important teachers or something like that. I will provide you an example, because it's an anecdote from me in a very mainstream media in the Spanish language. I talk, for example, yes, Russia, the isolated country, they made oil project in Republic of Congo, and now, for example, some days ago, it happened a meeting with President of Republic of Congo and President Putin, and the answer from the other side was, what? Republic of Congo? What is that? It's a useless, wasted country. It doesn't matter. Yes, of course, the success of European diplomacy. What is this country? We don't care about this country. And the other, we don't care. We don't care about anybody. What we expect from the world. The total obey. It's the world order based in rules. our rules, our victory, our benefits. Of course, in the case of USA and the America First, is totally evident. They are, no, our benefit. Where is our benefit? We have to lead the world for our benefit. And the case of Europe is the same, like USA, but powerless. Totally powerless. So it's even more ridiculous in the world. In my opinion, now the world is being divided in two worlds: the decreasing unipolar world and the rising multipolar world. I mean, two different sides of the world. In one side, the unipolar world is totally obsessed with the global hegemony, with the sustain of the previous world order, but they don't have the power of previous decades to being imposed on the world. So they are like little dogs, like little chihuahua, barking a lot, but what we can make. They are not the unipolar global hegemony. They have only this title, but not the reality. In the other side, of course, there is a hope, a construction of a different world. But anyway, in my opinion, I think the world will always be the great powers world order. The great power is always needed. For example, Latin American great power and African great power, India, China, Russia are great powers by their own. And that's the key. That's the key. That's the most crucial issue, because if we have a predator, this USA and allies, European allies, okay, or European pawns than allies, because they have no opinion. They only continue what the USA is seeing, is telling, or even worse. So that's the situation. Two different worlds, one unipolar world in decreasing, one multipolar world in rising. But nothing is totally completed or something like that. It's under construction. So we are the people in this present. We are the actors for the creation of this world. For example, in the case of Europe, sorry, I am from here, so I try to give us our point of view for enriching you. Government presidents are obsessed with the war, but people know. People is the opposite. People want sovereignty, wants prosperity, wants world understanding with the rest of people in the world, not imposing a false view of democracy, human rights, or something like that, but mutual benefit and prosperity for the future and sovereignty. That's, I think, the most crucial by the moment.